Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 2nd of April 2025. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. With another reset, we'll be checking out our Undermine weeklies and clearing them out, keep getting our reputation up, earning some valor points, as well as checking out the new trading post rewards. Without any further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope you're all doing well today. You're about halfway through the week. Take it steady, keep yourself hydrated. You've got this. Let's get ourselves over to the Great Vault, see what goodies we've got. Ideally, a hero level piece of tier set, that'd be nice. Knowing my luck, it'll be a trinket or something though. Okay, chest piece and of course a trinket. A chest piece, but it is not a tier piece, unfortunately. I think then we go for the trinket just so I can get more tier pieces going. Just now at the same level, so that's alright. There we go. So have the catalyst. It's not one of our other pieces into a tier set. Start building it up a little more. Get towards that 4-piece bonus. We do the helmet. It's probably the most upgraded one. Yeah, we do the helmet. Fancy helmet. Very fancy indeed. Isn't that the full mythic colour rather than the heroic one? Damn, it is. It's getting the little bits from each of them without getting the ones before. I wish if you unlocked the mythic one, you unlocked the ones lower down as well. That'd be nice. Still, there we are. Keep it for now. It's a nice helmet. I haven't wanted to keep a helmet on in a while, but you know what? That's not bad at all. Alright, let's have a look at the various weeklies. See if we can get some pinnacle stuff going. Bryn wants some discs. We can do over the course of the week. I think we have plenty of coffer keys. Yeah, we don't have to worry about being too on top of them for delving right now. Time walking dungeons is just a cache, not a pinnacle chest. I believe we are well past the point of that mattering. We are. Grab that one for the rep. Is the other pinnacle one this week? I don't know. Again, we're at a good point where we don't have to necessarily keep on top of them at the moment. Or we can let 1 week slip a little bit. See what we've got at the fair. I believe this month it's Darkmoon Fair related. Harlequin horse. There we go. Or mushrooms. Not my jam, not for me. I might actually save some tendies this month. Dice. It's nice. I don't tend to use offhand stuff that much. Harlequin blades. And for some people, this is going to be right up their alley of it. Int for me. Mushroom axe. Traveler stuff. We grab the capes because of course we do. I have the pole arm from last month as well. All wraps. Do I care about any of these wraps? Maybe the long blue. Or mask, I'm not as bothered by. What else have we got? Oh, very pretty. Green version of those. Purple gloves. Alright. We get the two skirts, because I think blue and that green colour actually will go well with a lot. Over time. Otherwise, no, I'm too bothered by. We'll grab our Frozen Monarch's pole arm as well. So like it just reminds me of Dauntless. May it rest in peace. Poor game.
I'll be right
And what's our
here for
big
anything.
end of the thing reward? Third mask. It's not a mask. Right. Let us get on down to Undermine. Start knocking out these weeklies. I finally got around to watching a show on Netflix you've probably heard of by now, Adolescence, which many... It was one of those shows where word of mouth just got so constant about it that it kind of felt inevitable. It was mainly a bit of filmmaking that got me intrigued more so, which was that each episode is all done in one shot. And well, I've never officially studied film or that kind of thing. Go with Steam Weedle, because they're the lowest. I find that kind of thing so very curious.
Come back for more. I'll be waiting.
And I'm always considering while I'm watching, right, what
What
happens if someone messes up a take in these long ones? Because there's no obvious cutting or alt like that going on where you can cover for those mistakes. They just have to start the whole process again. You get 59 minutes through out of a 60-minute episode.
Get him out of our way.
Is everyone just livid at that point? As for the show itself, very well acted, and I found it a difficult watch, just in terms of seeing facets of like young school life here in the UK that I really felt. You know, it was like I recognise some of these feelings and emotions and how people are and around in a school. Obviously, it seems a lot worse than when I was in school, but there were certainly still facets of it there. And the fact it's worse is, you know, there's a difference between knowing that, oh, that's the reality of what's happening these days, and then being like, seeing it dramatized and put to screen is, you know, difficult. I think it talks to a lot of problems in the modern day, and I do highly recommend the watch. It's not necessarily an easy watch. It's one of those things where, you know, family members are talking about it. It's like, oh, your aunt said I should watch this kind of thing. And then it's just bouncing through different family members, and eventually I was, oh, go on then. The story about, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it succinctly. Young kids growing up, the effect it has on their families, the impact of social media, and so much that the adult world doesn't know is going on. But even for me, it's still hard to feel like an adult a lot of the time, but there is an out-of-touchness to just how prevalent some of those issues are. And the dialogue and rhetoric that folks use, and how insidious a lot of it can be, especially at a young age. Like, I thought school was setting enough a lot of the time. The idea now of so much social media and folks being on their phones, and almost the necessity of doing so, right? It's because that's the world we live in, is worrying more than all else. And, you know, we've had a lot of folks talking about the Online Safety Act and stuff like that, and more that needs to be done. And I'm certainly of the opinion that social media companies need to be held accountable for stuff on their platform, because they've gotten away with that for years now, despite obscene amounts of money being made.
Trying to imitate my work.
And yeah, it'd be a Herculean moderation effort if you were to look after that kind of thing properly. It would be absurd. At the moment, moderation is more, at least when I was doing it, it's about protecting the companies, not the individuals on there for the most part. There's still some of that. I can't get into specifics, of course, but there's a lot more that could be done. And I hope if nothing else, that shows an eye-opener to parents and adults, especially of an older generation, like beyond that, of just how insidious a lot of that stuff is. It often takes someone sharing a story, based on real life or not, to at least draw attention so folks can be like, oh, this does need to be tackled, this does need to be changed. And who knows if it will lead to all like that, but it's certainly should people's attentions.
We're a cleaner operation, thanks to you.
But you have to hope. What are you looking at over here? Counterfeit potion makers. Yeah, that was most of a binge yesterday. Started when the morning stream just didn't work after like 3 hours of trying. And this is something that still I'm getting used to for streaming. Usually when that issue pops up on OBS, right, it's like, oh, forbidden, you can't do this stream for one reason or another. Whenever that's happened before, I've just hit the button again and we've been fine. You know, there's been no issue, we got through, all well and good. But for whatever reason yesterday, none of that worked. I reinstalled OBS, I unlinked and relinked my YouTube account, turned off firewalls briefly, maybe there was a security thing blocking it. Tried removing and changing the thumbnail, fuckering about with titles, the game I was streaming at the time. Not of any of it. So I'm like, right, well, we ain't doing the morning stream right now then. Which sucks because I was already having a rough morning, mate. I already was like, I don't know if I get out of bed. I did, you know, I was there, I was ready. And for then it to just technology to be like, you know what, no. Pardon me. Such as it is, right? So I carry on my day, I get some chores done, I clean a bathroom, you know, get busy. And then at about closer to 4, I'm like, right, let's see if I can figure this out for the evening stream. Let's do a quick private test stream and say, oh, it just works. Any reason? Anything change? No, nothing at all. So that is just, to me, infuriating. Because there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, oh, it didn't work for a bit. You give it 4 hours or more. Suddenly we're working again, huzzah. And it's like, it just sod off. And Googling didn't lead me to much either.
There's only one genuine noggin fogger potion maker in this town.
It's one of those things where folks are having very specific issues. And again, the stuff I did try was led on through what folks were saying, but it's one of those things. But we're there and we were through and it's alright. Just annoyed me. As I try and think to the prospect of, at the point where my audience would be a lot larger, right? That'd be all the more frustrating, you know? The more I do this, the more that kind of thing frustrates me.
Shaking, pal. You trying something, pal?
Simply because it's not like I could do much. You know? Yum. Make sure we flap our arms for those turns. Go. Oh, a bit of rubble. Sadness. Other news though, today is the reveal for the Switch 2 from Nintendo. We're gonna have new details on the console. We're gonna learn a lot more about it. I don't know how long the Direct is going to be, only that it starts at 2 PM here, roughly. I'm not going to be streaming it because Nintendo is not necessarily great with that stuff.
We're gonna need cash if we want to keep this operation running. Go get a paper route or something.
Welcome to the best place.
But I will watch it and I will keep myself informed on the matter. It's more... I don't know, I'm hoping to be surprised. I'm hoping Nintendo have something... They always manage to do something crazy. Even the Wii U, for all its faults, had a few games where you went, oh, I can... When they first showed off Zombie U, I was like, I mean, I'm not really a zombie guy, but maybe. Obviously, they've got so many old franchises that have been going for so long that folks buy their consoles just for those, you know? I think Gersman talking on I think it was last week's episode, the Gersman show. What on earth do they do with Smash Brothers? There's something as, I've only ever played, like, you know, socially. It's one that my brother's been a massive fan of Smash for a long time. Played a lot of it. Very competitive. When it ranked online, that kind of thing. 1v1, no items, all that jazz. And then in groups of 4+, especially for bigger family gatherings, you get all the younger folks on and bashing about. Or at least you used to. Nowadays, it's everyone just on their phones, I suppose, but... After the last game, with so many guest characters, and you'd have to imagine so many legal conversations about having your characters in the games and going out for the rights and stuff like that. Most absolute nightmare. Even the thought of just porting the last game over might be a real difficulty for Nintendo. And other than completely rebooting that franchise, what is the answer there? And as someone who's, again, not been a big Smash player, I don't know necessarily what that community wants. If you are, let me know. Do you want something radical and new? Do you just want the last one ported? Do you want more of the same? Do you want the last one but way more characters still, somehow?
Get into that junk and cook up some free potions.
I think it'll be very difficult to answer. Obviously, they've probably been working on Switch 2 games for a while now. From what I understand, and again, said again in the same show, that a lot of third-party developers hadn't even had their hands on dev kits necessarily yet. And maybe stuff have got, you know, things in development on other platforms anyway. I mean, Nintendo's always had a bit of an on-off relationship with third parties, let's say. I don't know, it's always taken a while. If ports for stuff ever get there. I mean, you have some companies, like, how they got Doom 2016 and The Witcher 3 of all things to run on the Switch is mind-boggling to me. But they did, and the Switch 2... We're not going to see, I don't think, a graphical powerhouse by any means. Obviously, it's never had to be for Nintendo. They don't need to hit that market in the same way. Assumably, it's going to be a lot better. You know what I mean? It's going to be more than the Switch itself was. But by how much? Will it be as powerful as a Series X or PS5, or even close? Unclear. Will their launch plans just be... Ooh, barely got it. Relaunching a load of games looking better? Certainly an easy strategy, depending on how much work they get done. There's going to be a new big Mario game, a new Zelda game. You know, every generation of Nintendo has that stuff. Crazy to think they get without it. I think I've said before, I'd love to see F-Zero return.
We've loaded up this shredder with our newest anti-antifreeze.
We get Capcom to do something like Beautiful Joe now. There's a franchise I want to see back. Had a great time with that game series. Silly superhero thing, but man, I really enjoyed it. It had some really cool mechanics. Some sense of style. Not necessarily a Nintendo thing. I'm just spitballing here. I've always done, like, you've got your Wii balance board, the Ring Fit stuff. They always tend to do a fitness thing in one vein or another. What's that mouse that they're talking about for the controllers? You saw it briefly in the reveal. It wasn't really a showcase. It was more just a very slight reveal.
Someone with the Defroster Pro we're testing later.
But they're kind of wiggling a Joy-Con on the floor, or on a desk, and being hinting that it have mouse-like functionality. I mean, I don't see Nintendo making an RTS or something. Maybe it'd be good for a card game. Get Balatro on there. Make me wonder.
Yo, we got a mech that's out of control here. Could use a few hands to shut it down. You in?
Well, I want personally for a Nintendo system, I don't really think I've given much credence to be honest. I haven't really, I never did a proper playthrough of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I played a little bit in passing of that Mario Galaxy and Odyssey a little bit, but never a full playthrough myself. I've just not been big on the Nintendo stuff of late. Not for a disregard of it, just wasn't really playing my Switch all that much. And I got one pretty late in its life cycle. Impossible to argue with its popularity or the quality of some of those games. Obviously, over the pandemic, you had Animal Crossing really blow up in a big way. It's always been a popular series, but like anything during the pandemic, very inflated numbers. I'd love to see something new from them. Like, new, surprising IP. Something specific they could do. I don't know what that looks like in this day and age, though, for Nintendo. I don't expect Zombie U 2 by any means. You know what I mean? It's just... Where do we go from here? I mean, obviously they've got more competition than ever with the Steam Deck and other handhelds doing so well. They're not market threat, I don't think. It's just a clear indication that folks like this kind of hardware and are very content with it being at higher power levels. I can't see Nintendo doing anything like incorporating a semblance of your Steam account. Too much that probably wouldn't run. The Switch 2 launches with a version of Baldur's Gate 3, some of the bigger games in recent years. It's going to have to run your, you know, your Fortnites, your Warframes, your other live services that have been going for so very long. It's an easy win, you just slap those on there. Any Blizzard stuff on there, I wonder. I think if they're ever going to do a WoW console court, wow, my brain makes those letters up. Oh, I hate when that happens. I know there's a word for it. Might be malapropism, I can't remember. But given, obviously they're all under Microsoft now, you'd expect it to be an Xbox thing first and foremost. Then maybe it comes with other stuff. But again, Microsoft, just the market position they're in, they want things to be more open right now. That's kind of their whole strategy. So maybe having some of their ecosystem on the Switch. Switch Game Pass. I don't see Nintendo necessarily going for that though. As far as I'm aware, the Switch doesn't necessarily have like the other services that have been bounced throughout, like, you know, the EA or Ubisoft one. I don't believe they're on the Switch in any way. I could be wrong. I don't believe they're on the Switch. That's it. Nonetheless, it's going to be very interesting to see, and I'm hoping for some surprises. Get the score at 200 before it fades out in 20 seconds. There we go. Beautiful. Right, let's get ready for our drive surging weeklies. I think I can make it to another world quest before then.
One goblin's tragic oil spill is another's marketing opportunity. So get in there and clean up with our patented cleaning products.
Everybody get fresh. Those two don't want to, that's fine.
It worked.
Beautiful.
Great. Our pragmatic corporate
Right, we'll start up in a
philanthropy
moment.
will be great for our brand recognition.
It's the idea that I can upgrade my gear from just Delvzilla now to hit the mythic variant of a set is actually pretty nice. Have a swig of his beverage. Make sure you're all doing the same out there. Wait for it. Ah, there we go.
That job's just your style. Burn rubber, honey.
So it should pop up on the top of the screen shortly. So let's start getting them going. God damn it, I'm just trying to work here. I hate it now when they don't drop market research. We need so much of it. Realign your crystals. Silly Niffin. I do like the Niffin a lot. I didn't spend loads of time in that Dragonflight patch, but still, they're interesting little fellas, aren't they?
You did the job, and you didn't total your car.
Well, in theory, they could have just straight up done kobolds again, but you know, varies up the more underground, subterranean races. Got some folks in the area. Couple players already out and about as the bar fills at the top there. Everybody working for Nanny in the morning. I'll make sure we tag some mobs then.
Good job, Dollface. You made sure I got my cut of your tip, right?
Always do, Nana. On his way. To the next one. Ow.
We got dark fuse.
Oh, there's a scrap heap.
Hot. Lots of dark fuse. But you're the lead next.
I need to get the scrap heap out of the way. I can't get the scrap heap out of the way. You, robot, get in there. Help clear it up. This time. This time.
Not again.
It's got to be quick. 2 birds and 1 stone and all that. Dig, you swine, dig!
And that's why we got insurance, folks. Clean it up. Better shovel harder. 1 minute, and we are out of here. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
We're indeed going to Koresh and the Ethereals next. What activity are we going to get there to do? Again, the assumption being we're going to be on their destroyed planet. I hardly imagine it's going to be a rebuilding effort. Maybe stabilizing things? A lot of holding open portals? Some theories floating about that maybe we are going to be working with Xalatath because these Ethereals are going to be doing something worse. A possibility, to be sure. Well, I'm sure plenty of folks will be more than happy to jump in one. People do like Xalatath an awful lot. I think she's pretty good. We haven't had quite a charismatic villain in a whale. Right, now I can go around and kill these recruiters. You go back to that chest. And assuming that is indeed Koresh, for those who don't know, the Ethereal's homeworld that was first talked about in the Burning Crusade, or even be a shade of Dementius, albeit at a much lower power level. It's looking like a slightly bigger Voidwalker. And they're split up into different factions, kind of like Goblin Cartels, but different Nexus Princes, with different agendas and small companies. Whether or not these ones were aligned with Xalatath and then broke away, or they were somewhat separate to begin with, whether they're on side or not. How is that Locust Water fella involved? You know, with all the Void Elf stuff. Still many a question. I still think Transmogrifier is the villain. I've said it before and I'll say it again. He sat on a pile of player gold laughing. Taking advantage. I hope when we do get to Koresh and solve whatever ethereal problems we're going to solve. That's the point, transmog just becomes free. Why is this not working? I needed one more roach. Roach! Game, why are you robbing me of... I'm stuck. There we go. Maybe it's just... server lag? Oh, it is server lag.
Record times.
So many people in their cars.
At the top of my Rolodex.
Oh yeah, big delay on everything. What you get for doing it on reset day. Let's get out of this bit. Hopefully find somewhere more quiet. Distract employees to cover for the escaping crabs. Okay.
What's the damage? See you around.
Yeah?
Let the crabs be free.
Keep cool out there.
What's the news? Time's a wasting.
Check in the back for me. Give me that cola. Be free, crabs.
Honey, sweetie, baby, sugar
Right,
plum
5 more.
angel face. Thanks for completing that job. My pocket
The old lady
will
crossed
thank
the street. Come on, old grease wheel.
Welcome
Let's
to
get
the
you
best
moving.
place ever.
Swig of his drink. What's that? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Maybe it's because Undermine is such a compact zone compared to plenty of others. That it struggles just that little bit more.
face. Honey bunches, you're my favorite driver. And just don't tell the rest of them I said that, okay?
Give me it. Give me the package. Wait for the server to catch up. It will eventually. Please.
I need to get closer.
Alright, I was trying to take him over. This time. Package, please. Game says no. I need to do 4 more jobs, goddammit. There's a few other people trying to do the same thing I was and just leaping over the car repeatedly. This time. Nope. Alright. We clock out, knock it back on again.
Time
Get
to
4 more
work,
done.
sugar. Ready, set, go.
Okay, gives me another one. That's fine. Oh no. Guess we try one more. Maybe a log in and log out will do it.
Time to work, sugar. Ready, set, go.
Maybe the ones that don't require an object interacted with will do. Yep, that'll do it. An unfortunate bug. And just feels like a large number of players about struggling. Hopefully something that can be worked on. Well, it's frustrating. Such as MMOs.
You did the job.
Beautiful.
And you
3 more.
didn't total your car. I call that a success.
Ow. Get me in there. Get me over. Nope, we got around. We get stuck. Beat up some bullies. Say beat up, but it is murder. It is straight up murder every time. The players presumably already come through. Very few bullies left.
I'm out of range.
Cap more. There you go. Get over here.
It's too far away.
Oh, no mass. I don't know where that saying originated. I just had friends who used it for a number of years, and it kind of lodged its way into my vocabulary, but no idea where it came from.
Good job, dollface. You made
Transmog
sure I got my
sword.
cutting a tip, right?
Oh, goblin-y and shiny, but like a little Christmas tree, but... Oops. I need 2 more. Whoop. Don't mind me, chefs. Didn't mean to do it. We were just making food. How do you have that black trench coat? How? How are you farming it? There'll be a guide somewhere I can read. Maybe that's more of a weekend activity. Can't buy market research. It's a, you know, one of those currencies that's just in our bags now. I wonder if you can sell the boxes you buy.
Great work, Toots.
Could be something.
I hope your cut's enough to pay all of your traffic tickets.
Better slime. You can have it. Let me mount. Trash bag. Give me some research. Nay, but a rifle, which we can slap in the water bank. Got an angry, voidy glow out the front. Fancy. Oh, and of course that parcel's not working as well. Off the clock, back on the clock.
Time to work, sugar. Ready, set, go.
Ruining my job streaks. Yep, we will go and get your crab. I assume it's still a crab. Changes pet every time, but I doubt it. Alright, there's Daisy. Whoop. Down you get, dear.
You did the job, and you didn't total your car.
Beautiful.
I call that a success.
Right, we have the world boss and the special assignment. Crack on with the world boss first. Yum. How many cars about?
Hey, you! We got a mech that's out of control here. Could use a few hands to shut it down. You in?
Should fill up
You!
pretty quick.
We got a mech that's out of control here. Could use a few hands to shut it down. You in?
Getting nosy at different transmogs while we're here. See a lot of the Night Elf Heritage, Void Elf Heritage, Angry Rocks. Interesting. That's one of the Shadowlands one, isn't it? Yeah. The Ouroboros-like style. Or someone just going for it. Apparently so. Oh, wrong person. Standing him. We finished Kill Night yesterday, by the way, which I really wasn't expecting to do. We started the stream and got through the last difficulty, which I'd been banging my head against the day before. We got it cleared in the first run. I was very happy, very excited. So right, let's move straight onto the 7 mode, which is you have to do all 5 levels back to back. And I thought, bugger it, let's do it on that same hardest difficulty level, because why not? It'd just make me sloppy for trying it if I went down to the easier ones, with the goal being to clear things. And while it took the rest of the stream, we did clear it in the end. I was really happy to have done so. Really enjoyed my time with that game. Again, isometric, action shooter, bullet heli. Not a roguelike. Wasn't procedural generation in there. More just points, unlock, and some unlocks. Ow, ow. It was on sale for like £9 or so. More than worth it. Challenge, don't get me wrong. Very fast paced, very intense. I very much enjoyed my time with it. Next on the list is Wonderstop. Wonderstop, one of the two. Which was written by some of the folks, I believe, who did the Stanley Parable. A game I really enjoyed back when. It's meant to be a cozy game of a protagonist who's come from much harder lifestyle, and them kind of coming to terms with where they're at now. Again, I have really not looked much into it beyond those surface things, because I didn't want to be spoiled. I wanted to learn about it all myself. So while a complete change of pace, very eager to give that a go. I think on Friday we're going to do another Monster Hunter stream, because the new title update, some new stuff will be dropping there. Eager to give it a go. Oh!
Oh man, you totally wrecked it. Do you know how much the
GG team.
I mean, thanks for taking care of things.
A Warbound bit. You can get some decent item level stuff for folks. Might be worth giving some to the Death Knight for some PvP stuff. Which was the goal yesterday, was to do some PvP with the Death Knight, but there we are. Right, all of those can sell. Good stuff. Rare behind me. Oh, not that way. Think we get there in time. Yeah. Come here. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. Oh no, we're good. Just about. The joys of Paladin. Always be healing. Oh no, it's immune to stun and I didn't pay attention. Man, get out of it, Flyboy. Oh, momentarily spicy. Nine market reset. So much. Wrong vehicle. Okay, and then the weekly assignment. But where's the black fuse bit? So I can just hand off some more of these. Bottom of Hovel Hill, right? It's near where there's the statue. Right, so I don't think it's that one with that dude in it. Not that pile of trash. Ooh. Give me that dumpster. I want the stuff. Who puts Valor Stones in the dumpster anyway? Ah. Don't want your knowledge bomb, thank you. Whee! Hello, I want trench coat. I should rob them. Take the trench coat.
You've been followed?
Lines when picked up. Okay, so folks can't sell you these. That's all she wrote for now. Some gunk I need a hand in as well as the other one. Oh! Oh, I thought I got a bonus one. Nope. Got my hopes up for nothing. So that's another 2 of those to get them to friendly. God. Morning, Cupid. We're doing alright. I'm lamenting my inability to buy the black trench coat down there, but otherwise we're doing alright. How have you been, bub? You holding up alright? Just handing in all my weeklies.
Interesting. Time's a wasting.
Honoured with Steam Weedle, that's good. Building him up. Where's that fella I can trade stuff to? You!
Well.
Would buy a toy. I think we were saving up for that other wheel, though. And otherwise, I think this is the only thing I can spend that gunk on, right? I've only got one of these, but I don't care about little pets. Let's see what's in this scrap box. And grab 4 of these. Beautiful.
I'll miss you.
Scrap boxes. I should have saved it and gone for the pets. Okay, that's just resonant crystals and gold. Nothing crazy to write home about. No, chest. That's a bin, isn't it, outside? Yes. Give me that market research. I need it. Enemy around here. Some underneath. Hello, rats. Oh, I'm sorry it's been sick, bub. Hope it's on the up and up. Take it steady with him. I imagine that's kept you very busy on top of everything else. I think the new patch has done really well. It's, I wasn't that enthusiastic about the whole goblin theme. But it's got a hell, and if you like the saxophone, you can have a great time here. The driving in the car, I just wish you got access to the upgrades sooner so you could actually customize it a bit more. The actual driving around with it's not bad at all. The raid having its own renown track has been pretty interesting. Where you get more rewards as you go and do it. Some of which are just like warband-wide buffs, that your other characters do more healing and damage, which is alright. The armor sets for this patch, I'm wearing like the mythic helmet right now, just because delves, they've upgraded how much reward you can earn from them at the highest level, so it's actually worth doing the higher tier delves. Like I can take hero gear and upgrade it nearly to, like, completely to mythic level. It's good stuff. But the sets, absolutely delightful this time around. Like the Paladin one, for example, is just beautiful. All the colour variations are good over it too. The elite ones are all in the purple range. So it depends if you're a fan or not. I was wanting to do some PvP on my Death Knight. We haven't started any yet. We're getting a very pretty set. The elite again. More in the purple variety. That's the only one I could kind of consider. There's a lot of really cool stuff though. But yeah, actually being able to care about gear even more so is nice for me. Even if it's slow going, it's still
Have I got something for you?
some aspirational content I can do as a solo player, you know?
Thanks for stopping
Good stuff.
by.
We've also got the next 0.5 patch on its way in maybe 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Stopping by.
That's going to bring back Visions of N'Zoth. It's going to bring new activities in Hallowfall. It's going to bring something called Dastardly Duos, which is like a score attack boss rush thing, which I don't know too many details on yet. Oh, I could show you through all the sets, Bub. I didn't know if you'd seen them all or not. I'll run through. Let's see. We Warlock for you first. Start from the Raid Finder. We've got Angry Mouths and Big Maw Face, where your head is just a mouth. And they quiver and they gnash. And there's floopy bits. Lots of teeth. And spiky teeth. There's the Mythic. The mouths are now just on fire. And obviously the PvP ones, you got your green. Basically. Don't like it. And then your elite, which is again that purple vein. Angry Warlock. I'll do a skim through the other classes as well. The monk one, this was the one I was most interested in doing for PvP. But that's the gladiator set. It's not my kind of all of it. But the gladiator one for monk, I'm glad this now isn't the elite one, because I was like, right, we're gonna have to farm this monk one. Because of course the elite one is the purple, but it's a really cool monk set. It's so extra, and I love that about it. Quick flip through the other colours. That blue there, the heroic's not bad at all. And the mythics, they're standard green and red for the monks. I like it's the one shoulder pad on the asymmetry with that big floppy physics cape. It's very nice. Quickly go through the others. Exactly some Wukong shit. The warrior is spiky and angry, as a lot of warrior sets tend to be. Hunter's got an interesting one. Hunter is just Sylvanas. Almost. It's reminiscent of Sylvanas, but it's this heavy plated bit of Hunter with some chainmail worked in, which I really like. I think it's... Hunters are often very upset by their sets, and I think this one is pretty solid. It's not my jam, but it's pretty solid. What else we got? We got the rogue. Oh, the rogue's got pirate, which is very hard to argue with. And a shiny skull face that's kind of floating off this scarf. Like the jaw going back underneath it as well. Kind of raises up the head a little bit. And more glowy. Then we get on the PvP side. Except for them, the gladiator's purple and the elite is glowy blue. Teal, rather. I don't know why they do that and don't keep it uniform every time, but there we are. But yeah, some pirate rogue. A lot of these I'll pick up down the line with Marks of Honor in an expansion or two's time, I imagine. Priest is big and glowy with some platy bits. Yeah, for a patch where I expected so many goblin sets, by the way, which we do have a lot of goblin-y sets. Right? We've got a lot of goblin-related stuff going on all over the place with that kind of tech. But Raid Finder set for that priest is really nice, actually. The actual sets themselves are very little to do with goblin-related stuff, which is interesting. It actually makes me care about them a little bit. I like the halo going on. That's pretty cool. Shiny, shiny gladiator. And the elite one. I like when priests get some more heavy armor. More D&D cleric. Right. Shaman is big lightning bolts. Glowy bits. Crackling with energy. Getting some lovely colour variation. The heroic reminds me of that old Burning Crusade set. And the mythic, obviously, now we're just crackling. Which, to be fair, is very, very, very cool. And you've got your green gladiator, and of course, your purple lightning. Yeah, I think a lot of the classes are winners this time around. What else we got? Mage is spiky crystals. Very fancy crystals. I like the idea of fire and ice just kind of crystallized on the body. I think that's really cool for the mage. Besides, such as the responsibilities of parenthood, bub. I feel for you. I feel for you. Luckily, a lot of this will be collectible over time anyway. The catch-up systems have never been better these days. But you have my sympathies. Now, I wish you the very best with it. Deep breaths, patience, keeping yourself hydrated. I know sleep in such situations is, from what I understand from different parents and friends over the years, sleep is a luxury, but you'll get through, yeah? Shiny purple. I like the silhouette this does for the mage. It's not necessarily for me, but I think there's some really interesting transmogs you can probably make with pieces of this. I like that the hands are just straight up blocks of ice almost. Let's see, who else we got? Did the monk. The druid is Bones. Very cool Tyrion is the druid. Which I like when the druids go for the heavier bones and it's not just leaves. I actually like that texture work on the helmet an awful lot. And the mythic just makes it more glowy. Seeping out of the shoulder mouths. The gladiator's another one, which is the gold colour scheme. I'm like, if it was the elite, I'd probably be more cutting for some PvP, but there we are. There's a lot of different reputations and currencies to earn up this patch as well. The elite one again in the purple. He does some fun stuff for the eyes underneath the bone there. Who's left? We've got Demon Hunter, which Demon Hunter I actually really like. It's heavier plate. It's not just bits of demons stuck on, which they often get. It's got this little third kind of coil going around. I actually really like this set. Certainly one I'll be running transmog runs for down the line. Honestly, this patch, because all the elite sets are purple, I don't really care. I think the Death Knight one's probably the best elite one because it's more gold and purple. Either that or the Shaman. But otherwise, I think I'll just do a little bit of PvP just to get the Conquest ones. Maybe. I'm less inclined this patch, let's say. Because all the Gladiator stuff will eventually just become available for Marks of Honor in a couple expansions' time. But we'll see where we end up content-wise. Because getting just a full Conquest set won't be anywhere near as stressful as pushing the elite stuff. It's also going to depend on how much the next patch actually puts out. Yeah, I think if the colour swatches were turned around a little bit, maybe I'd get some of the elite sets if they were more my, you know, standard paladin go-to colours. The Evoker sets always look pretty good, but it's like you're only ever going to see the shoulders and the belt. Those are some nice shoulders, though. I'll take your word for it, bub. All I knew is there was some... There's always some anger around tier set stuff. What's mine again? Yeah. Build up a winning streak, increasing my damage by 20%. And when I hit my spenders, there's a chance for it to be removed. Then the force set, when it's removed, then for the next 4 seconds, 10% damage, and I can't lose holy power on that damage, which is pretty beefy. But yeah, Undermine itself and the story, I thought was really good. I really enjoyed it. For a Goblin story where I wasn't expecting a lot, I think they did a really good job. I think how it ties into where we're going next is really cool, which, if you haven't heard, we might be doing some ethereal things next. Maybe going to another world, Argus style. It's not 100% clear, but there's some fascinating possibilities abound. I won't spoil any specifics, but you'll see as you get through the story over time. Where's this rooftop? I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Oh, I read this when I was here before. Absolutely. I'm certainly... I think they're hitting their stride with the patch cadence and whatnot. I know, bub. I know, bub. It's alright. Azeroth ain't going anywhere. It's gonna be here for you. You know? It's gonna be here for you. I can help you live in it a little vicariously. I'll do my best. You know, we went through the whole story on the streams if you want to go through it that way, but again, such is the life of parenthood. It'll get easier, it will. Especially, I know those first few years in particular are very rough. It will get easier, but you're doing well. Oh my god. Sniped. I am, on the other hand, not doing well and can't play video games. I don't think I was meant to be shooting the drones. There we go. Sometimes hit detection. There we go.
Darkfuse thinks we're gonna roll over and let him have Undermine. They better think again.
My biggest criticism, I'd say, of the patch is one of the main story NPCs has no voice acting. So it feels a bit like, oh, why have you done this? When you've done so much voice acting these days, why is this poor bastard just shafted? I mean, at one point I get why, but...
Best deals in town.
Oh, I haven't even considered doing war mode in here. Because it's so compact, I imagine it's a bit of a nightmare. Absolutely, remember, you can turn it off anywhere. You've got to hit that button. So you're not getting bodied while questing. You could get a hyena mount, or what are the other bits? Angry hat transmog. Spiky shoulders. Not really for me, but I might as well pick them up. Mistakes were made. What was this cosmetic? Oh! You're just getting purple variants on all the other armor sets. Rockets coming out. See, this is what I expected the tier sets to be like. Fortunately, not the case. Jetpack. Become a 40k Chaos Space Marine. Get the jetpack and we'll increase our engine.
Come back for more.
We can go over to the Hobgoblin round here to install that into our car. How's my checklist doing, which I forgot to look at? Some of my checklist. This is kind of a repeatable thing that you pick up when you get enough currency and you can kind of just keep getting Valor points. Valor stones, rather. It works okay. It's stuff you're already doing. Kind of wish it was more interesting, but it works.
What do you need?
We go. Level 1. Speed. Okay.
I'll be around.
Beautiful. Right, we're going to run over to the station where our last set of world quests, or weekly quests rather, for rep will send us to one of the other zones from the patch, which is either the Zuldazar coast, or in this case, back to the Ringing Deeps. They're out some Black Blood nonsense. We'll take a quick bio break, and we'll get these ones knocked out.
A potion a day.
Watch it out there. Stay sharp.
Beautiful.
Keep safe.
Alright. Stretch your legs. Refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Get my headset on as we jet over to the gutter side.
Well.
Yum. I still wish the little side quest full of kobolds over here in Old Camp-a-Lot were incorporated into the Weeklies or World Quest, but such as it is. It was a fun little side quest. We still got less of Orwenya than I would have liked. I think there's so much more interesting happening. I don't see how she fits into what's happening with the Ethereals later on. We'll have to find out. Really, it's more just what the World Soul is saying to her, but maybe there'll be some discoveries there. Like, oh, what is happening to this World Soul is making me question what's happening to mine, that kind of thing. We will see. Right, let's get these things frozen up. It's always the same 4 world quests in these other zones as well. Or weeklies, rather. Freeze the pipes. Beautiful. Don't you rob me, game. Damn it. And again! Revenge. Beautiful. Blood and research notes. Oh, I need to submerge myself.
I need to get closer.
There we go. No healing for you, fella. If you've been out of the WoW loop for a bit, Cupid, there were some more information's given, or way to say it, was some more information given about player housing and the details that we're going to have for it. It's looking very impressive, just the minutiae we can dig into, how customizable it will actually be. They've only covered like interiors and decorating a little bit for the moment, but even so, already it's very impressive, I think. Certainly going to give 14 a run for its money. A few more of these little blighters. They had an article up about it. That'll be somewhere on the launcher. I had it linked on the episode we went through it on. So every time I see sets in the game now, my brain's just like, can I put this in my house one day? If you built it with that in mind, how long term are we thinking? Also, a lot more towards Legion Remix. No actual details yet. A little bit of like data mining in the PTR. Kind of confirming that that is definitely where we're heading in that next big event thing. It'd be interesting to see if they do anything other than remix or Plunderstorm, or given that folks were laid off from that team at one point, that's kind of as far as we're going to go. There were a lot of rumours last year about a Vampire Survivors-esque mode in WoW, which I'd have been all for. It's a very addictive game loop that I did enjoy for a good while. I'd love to see their take on that kind of thing. Give me it as a way to level my characters, that'd be nice. Not that I need it much these days. It's the same problem I have with Remix coming up, is yeah, it'll be a fantastic way to earn transmogs, but got all the allied race and heritage armor stuff. So for what reason now do I level a character? The transmog will be reason enough, but we'll see how they end up getting those modes out. certainly a lot of feedback from the last remix that they can incorporate. Come here.
I'm out of range.
They also announced BlizzCon's coming back next year, which leads me to believe they're going to have a lot to show. We know later this year they're going to reveal Midnight proper, so BlizzCon next year, I'm like, okay, that's probably going to be covering a lot of Last Titan. It's been a while since the Microsoft acquisition, so a lot of projects on the back burner will be shown off. Do we get a Warcraft 4 or a StarCraft 3? Maybe. Not completely impossible to conceive of. Mostly they've got other teams, like the folks they brought in who worked on Candy Crush. They're now working on other IP stuff. So other games within the established franchises. There'll be some kind of WoW action game. Warcraft Souls-like. Who can say? StarCraft Ghosts getting resurrected, that'd be a fun idea. It was crazy back then, they got so far into development of that game and then just shuttered it because they were like, we're not happy with it. I think in this day and age, they probably would just end up releasing it. Maybe not in the current climate of constant live service games. Much harder to guarantee a win of any kind. Probably some more mobile stuff. I still stand by that. If they just put the pet battles onto a mobile app, I'd actually engage with that content. If it fed directly back into WoW, could see myself doing some mobile pet battling. And there was a new survival game they were working on, but I'm pretty sure that got cancelled at one point. Which is unfortunate. I've not been the biggest fan of that genre. You know, your Rusts, your Arks, that kind of game. I don't mind playing it with friends on occasion, but it's not something I could sink a load of time into for myself. They are hugely popular, so something must have gone very wrong for them to be like, do you know what, we're actually just going to can this. But given everything with Microsoft, I don't think it's too far out of left field to consider them trying to get the game on the console. Again, if Final Fantasy can do it, WoW certainly can. Just who knows with its ancient spaghetti code how viable that is. I'm just waiting for them to roll the WoW subscription into Game Pass. Because there are a lot of games coming out that are going to be day one on Game Pass. And games that already have come out that I really want to play on stream. Like Avowed's probably going to be coming up after Wanderstop next. I wanted to do Monster Hunter first just because I knew Avowed being a bigger RPG would definitely get patches to smooth out some edges. You've got Expedition 33, which is like a French studio making a JRPG, which isn't a genre I'm hugely invested in, but that game looks really, really good. And you've got Doom the Dark Ages coming out in May. All these things that are on Game Pass. Let alone down the line, like a future Fable title, which, my goodness, to be Chicken Chaser once again. Be absolutely bloody delightful. Bit of British humour going on as well. Whether they get something like John Cleese back again would be pretty fun to see. I hope they do. They always seem to have a good time with those. But rather than paying a WoW sub and a Game Pass sub at the same time, it would be very pleasant just to have it rolled together. And I think it'd probably lose the money
You got a problem?
to begin with. Like, all the WoW players would probably then just be like, right, put me on Game Pass if they didn't auto-roll it in together. But I think building that up for Microsoft, there'd certainly be a lot of people who would then try WoW and folks who would then try the different games on Game Pass. How likely it is another matter, but I'd like to see it. It'd be nice.
Always read the labels.
Right, let's hand these in, get our rep.
Get it done. Stay sharp. Keep safe.
Beautiful. Just gonna nip by the Intercontinental. Just see where my rep is currently sitting at. Silly store mount. Oh, couple of rares about. Hang on. We'll grab these. Sweets. Come here. Give us your stuff. Give me that delicious market research for my trench coat. Need my WoW trench coat. Only 2 market research. Ugh. Definitely going to have a good old Google on how folks are farming that shit. I need to know. We still have the double question mark version of the Delves boss to get out as well. The base version had some amusing mechanics, nothing crazy. I didn't feel as pressured as I did by Zekfir. Maybe that's just because my gear was a little better going into it. But very curious to see how much of a challenge that'll end up being. I think we can probably tackle it sometime this week.
Yeah.
Right, how are we looking?
Time's a wasting.
Honoured with 2, friendly with the other 2. We've got a ways to go getting them all up. There aren't exactly... None of the rewards are crazy enough where I'm like, I must have it. Like, the Dark Fuse Trenchcoat is the main one, but that's separate all on its own. We'll have to see down the line. I think for now, though, for today and this morning, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Push the video through the algorithm. Get more folks to come hang out, play some games with us. Subscribe for more content here on the channel. On the weekdays, we're at 9 AM GMT World of Warcraft, and between 4 and 6 in the evening, we start up with other games. And you can find playlists to all the stuff we've already covered right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. Until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye. You as well, Cupid, you look after yourself, bub. Best of luck for your continued efforts. I love you, bub. You take it steady now. Bye, folks.